Myra's tail swished with professional satisfaction as she reviewed the compatibility algorithm. The client was a 47-year-old divorcee named David. Her database had just flagged a match with a compatibility score of 99.9%, the highest in 3 years. As the lead matchmaker for Whisker and Hart, the premium dating service, Mira took pride in precision. Her catgirl instincts, literally enhanced feline intuition paired with AI analysis, made her the best in the business. When the algorithm said 99.9%, it meant something. She called David into her office. He was ordinary. Graying hair, slightly rumpled shirt, the kind of tired eyes that came from years of disappointment. He sat across from her polished desk with the weariness of a man who'd stopped believing in possibility. "So," Mira began, her whiskers twitching with excitement, "I have extraordinary news. Our system has identified your perfect match. 99.9% compatibility." David blinked. "What does that actually mean?" "It means," Mira explained, pulling up holographic profiles, "that across 17,000 data points, personality, values, humor compatibility, financial goals, physical attraction markers, life philosophy, you two are essentially soulmates. The algorithm rarely finds this level of alignment. In my 5 years here, I've never seen 99.9%. David leaned back, skeptical. "And what's the 0.1% that doesn't match?" Myra's ears flicked. "Minor coffee preference variation. She likes it black. You prefer cream and sugar." "So," David said slowly, "you're telling me that everything about me lines up perfectly with someone, except she wants her coffee different?" "Precisely." David laughed. A real laugh, not the polite kind. "So, does that mean the first date is free? Since you're 99.9% certain it'll work out?" Myra's tail stopped mid-swish. No one had ever asked that. The question wasn't in her training protocols. It was illogical, slightly absurd, and somehow charming. "That's not how the service works," she said carefully. "Right? Of course not. So if it's 99.9% perfect, what happens when it turns out to be 99.8% in reality? Do I get a refund?" Despite herself, Mira smiled. "That's not covered in our contract. Then I'd be taking all the risk on 0.1% uncertainty. Seems like you should buy the coffee." Mira had been trained to match people based on compatibility metrics. She'd memorized thousands of psychological profiles. But in that moment, watching this ordinary man negotiate with her over coffee, she realized something her algorithm couldn't calculate. His sense of humor was exactly what the profile showed. His deflection from emotional risk was exactly what the data predicted. His playfulness in the face of vulnerability was precisely what her system had identified. And her system had identified it as matching someone else perfectly. "What if," Mira found herself saying, "I personally bought the coffee just to ensure the first date goes perfectly?" David's eyes widened slightly. "Are you allowed to do that?" "Probably not," Mira admitted. Her tail was curling around her chair leg, a sign of nervous excitement. "But I'm the lead matchmaker. I have discretion. So you're saying if this 99.9% match fails, it's your fault?" "Catastrophically my fault," Mira confirmed. David smiled, a real smile this time, touching his eyes. "Then I guess we should get coffee. 2 cups. Same coffee. No cream, no sugar. Let's see if the algorithm is as smart as you think it is." 6 months later, David arrived at Whisker and Hart with 2 coffees and a small box. He found Mira at her desk, reviewing new client profiles. "Hi," he said simply. "I wanted to tell you that the 99.9% match? Still holding. Actually, I think it might be higher now. I didn't want to overthink it with math, but I did the calculation anyway because you're a data person and—" "David," Mira interrupted gently, her whiskers twitching with anticipation. "Are you asking me something?" He opened the box. Inside was a ring. Nothing elaborate, but genuine. "Real. I'm asking," he said, "if you want to go from matchmaker to match. From algorithm to whatever comes next. From 99.9% to real." Myra's tail wrapped around his wrist gently. "That's not covered in my training protocols." "Good," David said. "I like surprises. But I do have one condition." "What's that?" "Free coffee for life." I'm pretty sure the algorithm owes me that much. Mira laughed, genuine, unguarded, the kind of laugh that came from someone who just realized that sometimes the best matches aren't calculated. They're chosen. They're decided in the moments between data points, in the spaces where algorithms can't reach. She said yes to both the coffee and the ring.